You know, there are some books that are more than just stories. They feel like, well, they feel like a conversation with the universe itself. And Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist is definitely one of those. Today, we're going to break down its biggest lessons and go on a little journey of our own. So let's get into it.
This quote right here, this is the beating heart of the entire book. It's this incredible idea that our biggest dreams aren't just random wishes. No, they're actually connected to a force that's way bigger than us. It kind of sets the tone for everything that follows, a journey that's not just about what you do, but about learning to listen.
So every great adventure starts with a call, right? And this one is no different. We meet our hero, a young shepherd boy named Santiago, who's about to face a choice that, let's be honest, we all have to face at some point. Santiago's life is, well, it's fine. It's peaceful, it's safe, he's comfortable. He knows his sheep, he knows the land, but then this dream starts showing up, over and over. A dream about a hidden treasure waiting for him all the way over at the Egyptian pyramids. And that little whisper of a dream starts to get louder, shaking up his comfortable little world.
And this dream leads us to the core idea of the whole book, the personal legend. Now, this isn't just some goal you write down. It's supposed to be your life's true purpose, the thing you were actually put here to do. The book says that when we're kids, we just know what it is. But then, life happens. The world gets noisy, and all the fears and expectations of other people start to drown out that voice. So here's the choice, the big fork in the road. On one side, Santiago has his flock of sheep. That's his comfort zone, his security, everything he knows. And on the other side, this treasure, which is all about the unknown, about purpose. It's really a metaphor for our own lives, isn't it? Do we stay where it's safe and familiar, or do we take a leap of faith into the unknown to find out who we're meant to be?
Okay, so you decide to go for it. You decide to chase that dream. But of course, it's never that simple, is it? Coelho is brilliant here because he maps out these universal fears that get in the way of pretty much everyone who tries to do something big. He breaks it down into 4 main hurdles. First up, you've got everyone around you telling you your dream is impossible. Then comes love, the fear that by chasing your dream, you might hurt or leave behind the people you care about. Number 3 is the big one we all know, the fear of failure, that voice that says it's just safer not to even try. And then the last one. This one's tricky. It's the fear of success, that weird, quiet feeling that maybe, just maybe, we don't actually deserve to get what we want.
So just take a second and think about that. Which one of those really hits home for you? Is it other people's opinions, fear of failing, or maybe that sneaky fear that you're not worthy of success? Because just figuring out which fear is your biggest roadblock, that's the first huge step to getting past it.
All right, so Santiago, he does it. He makes the choice, he sells his sheep, and takes that first step into the unknown. And almost immediately, the journey itself becomes his teacher, and the lessons start coming hard and fast.
I mean, right after he starts, he gets robbed and loses everything. He's totally alone. And his path leads him across the massive Sahara Desert. This isn't just about surviving the heat, It's a spiritual test. The desert pushes him to his absolute limit, and it's out there, in all that hardship, that he meets the people who are going to completely change how he sees the world.
He meets this man, a crystal merchant, who gives him a job. And the merchant has a dream of his own, to go on a pilgrimage to Mecca, but he never goes. And why? He says he's afraid that if he actually achieves his dream, he'll have nothing left to live for. The idea of the dream is what keeps him going.
And this is such a critical lesson. You have the merchant who's basically trapped by his own dream. He loves the fantasy of it more than the reality. But Santiago learns something different. He realizes a dream isn't just some endpoint you get to. It's the path you're actually walking. He learns to take action, to roll with the punches, and to just keep going.
Another piece of the puzzle comes from a camel driver he meets. They're surrounded by danger, by tribal wars, but this guy is totally at peace. And his secret? He only focuses on the present moment. Think about it. Depression is usually about the past. Anxiety is about the future. But peace? That's right here, right now. Such a simple but profound idea.
So, after all of these trials, all of these lessons, Santiago finally makes it. He crosses the desert, he survives, he learns so much, he's at his destination, ready to finally get his reward. But it turns out the universe has one more huge, mind-bending lesson in store for him.
So here he is. Can you just picture it? He's standing right in front of the pyramids from his dream. After everything he's been through, selling his sheep, getting robbed, crossing a desert, he's finally at the exact spot. The treasure he's been looking for.
this whole time, is right there, just under the sand.
He starts to dig, and he gets attacked. Thieves beat him up, they take the little bit of gold he has, and when he tells them why he's there, they just laugh at him. The treasure, the entire reason for this whole insane journey, it's not there. It's all been for nothing.
But then just as they're leaving, the leader of the thieves scoffs and says something incredible. He says he had a recurring dream once too, about a treasure buried back in an old abandoned church in Spain, the exact same church where Santiago started his journey. And in that moment of total defeat, it all clicks. The physical treasure was at home the whole time.
So you're probably asking, why? Why did he have to go through all of that just to end up back where he began? And this idea of unearned wisdom explains it perfectly. If someone had just told him the treasure was at home, he would have been a simple shepherd boy who happened to find some gold. He wouldn't have been ready for it. The journey itself was what forged him into someone who was actually worthy of that treasure.
And that, right there, is the ultimate lesson of The Alchemist. It was never really about the gold. It was about the transformation. The boy who left was a simple shepherd. The man who returned was wise and could speak the language of the world. The real treasure wasn't a chest of coins. It was the person he became along the way.
So the story leaves us with this massive question for our own lives. When we think about our own dreams, our own treasures, are we only focused on the prize at the end, or are we embracing the journey itself and letting it change us and shape us into the person we're meant to be? Because in the end, that's the only treasure that really truly matters.